My name is Rhia, and no, I'm not fine. Do you ever notice that automatic response you get from most women when you ask them how they are? It goes something like this: yeah, I'm fine, you? And even if they weren't fine, they probably wouldn't want to admit it for shame of feeling weak or like they're not able to cope. Well, I'm not afraid to admit that just recently I've not been fine. I pride myself on being a pretty open book, but I don't think I've ever been as honest, raw and open about my own struggles to hold it all together as I'm going to be in this video. I don't have a tight friendship group to call upon for a glass of wine when the days and weeks feel more testing than usual. Family is my biggest value, and they're who I want to spend nearly all my time with. But when both the boys decide to push the boundaries at the same time, in what is by far the dreariest month of the year, there's only so much female hormones my poor husband can take before he's at breaking point too. So I rely heavily on other social media pages to lean on for support and to feel relatable and a little more normal. You know, the types that are backed by those people that you look at and think, yeah, I'm a bit like you. You make me feel a bit more normal. So as uncomfortable as this feels for me, if it helps one other mum or woman feel a little more normal and a little less cray-cray, then I'm okay with getting uncomfortable for a bit. I'm fortunate to have a job I absolutely love, to help other women find their version of strong and create a lifestyle which breeds confidence. But with that comes this overwhelming pressure to always have my own together, to churn out some type of inspiring or motivating content each day at times when, to be honest, I really don't feel that inspired. I mean, I'm here to show other mums and women how they can strike the balance between life and fat loss, how to live a healthy lifestyle and to not be all or nothing. But at the moment and just recently, I've very much felt like nothing. I'll be honest with you, the roller coaster of raising a toddler and a pre-teenage 7-year-old is something I'm riding to full effect right now. And there's nothing that I want to do more than bury my face in a jar of Nutella at 4 PM each evening to escape the carnage that's going on around me and to procrastinate a bit longer about all the chores that I need to get done. I find this hard to say, but it's honestly how I've been feeling just recently, is that with each whinge, my patience gets a little bit thinner. With each cry, my tolerance gets a little bit less. And with all of these feelings, my mum guilt cranks up a level to the point where it becomes unbearable. Before I know it, I'm travelling down a rabbit hole into self-loathing, doubt and rock bottom self-esteem. Just recently, I've been at that point where I've completely lost confidence in my parenting ability, and I'm finding myself questioning everything I do in my head. I can hear myself saying, how can you help other women when you can't even sort your own self out? Well, she can do it with 4 kids, hold down a house and manage her job. What's your problem? One comparison at a time, I slowly become less and less fine. When I look at it from a more logical mindset, I can see the patterns, behaviours that trigger off the good old mummy meltdown. But you know, I really do believe that sometimes you need to hit rock bottom before you're ready to climb back up again. You'll get knocked down a lot in life, that's inevitable. It's not about avoiding it altogether, it's about minimising how long you stay down for. This year, I'm committed to working on my own confidence, which means putting into practice a lot of the self-development techniques I use on my clients, but for myself. I hope that in sharing these, you'll get a little nugget of information, a light bulb moment, or a practical tip that you can take away and adopt into your own life when you are anything but fine. Tip number 1 is to acknowledge your triggers. For me, uncertainty breeds worry, and if that's allowed to manifest, it turns into anxiety. Unorganisation makes my mind feel cluttered and I soon get frustrated. Lack of sleep or a busier than usual routine makes me feel irritable and I soon become less proactive and everything feels like a lot harder to get done. It doesn't take much for a few of these triggers to show up at the same time, and I just find I'm stuck in the cycle and I just can't quite get moving again. So rather than letting these triggers all show up, manifest themselves and blow up into an explosion, listen out for them, acknowledge them when they're there, and put in some strategies to work around your triggers. Tip number 2 is to brain dump. Sounds weird, I know, but bear with me. Do you ever get those feelings where you're like, oh, I've got so much to do, I just don't know what I need to do? Well, when we brain dump, we grab a pen and we allow ourselves to write free flow, unfiltered, unconsciously. Get out everything that is in your head onto paper. It might be a big to-do list that you need to visually see, or it could be that you just need to sit down and have a really open and honest chat with yourself about what is going on inside your head. The trick is to write unfiltered and don't allow yourself to stop until you really have got to the bottom of everything that is in your head right now. It's really surprising how therapeutic this task is, as well as giving you a sense of perspective. It's actually what I'm doing in this vlog now. I've managed to sit down and kind of get out everything that I want to say to you guys, and in doing that, it has given me that perspective that I need just to be able to say, ah, that's why you're doing that. You're not completely crazy. So give that a go. I promise you it's such a helpful tip. My third tip is to make yourself a priority again. I know the mums of you out there might be rolling your eyes at me right now, but think about it. When the chaos starts to culminate in your life, the first thing that gets railroaded is probably your self-care routine. And it's not long before you just become completely reactive to most situations rather than proactive. I know that just recently I have let slip all the things that normally make me feel good, and to be honest, I've just been in survival mode, but there comes a point where you need to draw a line in the sand and make yourself a priority again. And I'm not talking about big time intensive things like going to the spa or taking a day away from the kids. I mean, if you can do that, then great, but it's as simple as carving out small blocks of time, 10 to 15 minutes of focused you time, and you can do anything you want, but just do something that's going to make you feel happy, calm and centered again. It's my honest opinion that this works best to do in the mornings. I often say that I love my children, but my day starts best without them. I have a chance to kind of get organized, start my day with more clarity, and I'm not on the back foot the moment I wake up. But just do what works for you, and whenever you can grab that time, grab it. Don't be too strict with the rules. Just go with the flow, but get some focused you time in. But if you only take one thing away from this vlog, please remember that every feeling is just a moment in time. Just like the good times come and go, so do the bad. This is just a moment that's going to pass, and you will soon be feeling back to normal again. Much of our day is shaped by our own perceptions of reality. What one person might perceive as a really stressful situation, another person might thrive off the chaos and energy that's going on around them. In really difficult times, try to see yourself through a different lens. Try to seek out those things that you are grateful for in life, no matter how small they may seem, and run them on repeat in your head until your perception starts to shift. And I'll be completely honest, some days this might not even work, but like I said, it's not about eliminating the fall altogether, it's just about minimizing how long you stay down for. And remember, no matter how terrible yesterday felt, today is a fresh start and you get to completely rewrite your story. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. It's a little bit of a different take on what I would normally put out there, but I just wanted to be really open and honest with you guys as to what my life is like behind the scenes. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.